In this tutorial, I want to show you what you can do with the demo plays and a little bit in general about how you can use Congo. So it's kind of like an introduction to the whole system. We have a couple of demo plays that we've stored and prepared data for you to make it fast to learn the system. And we're going to start by opening the absolutely newest one that has been specially created for version 6 called Demo Tour. So I hit Browser to go to the browser. I use the down arrow to go to Files, right arrow, down arrow, right arrow, down arrow, right arrow, down arrow, right arrow. So I'm using combinations of the arrow keys to select Demo Tour. Then I hit Modify, and I get a dialog asking me to confirm this. I hit Modify again. And now it's loaded. And as you could tell, the actual channel view changed from showing the boxes of channels into showing a channel layout, which tells us a little bit about how this rig is laid out. And that's a simple function to use in Congo, which is kind of nice. The screen layout consists of the browser to the left, the effect dock area, and the main playback and the live view. And this is standard for any new show apart from the channel layout. But I want to open something called a visualizer, and this is a plugin module that we have only for the demo plays, just to help you to understand how moving lights actually work. So to do that, I'm going to go to the browser to show you another function. If I go to the general settings and down to screens with arrow keys, I can select different screen layouts that open windows and close windows that I've stored. And one is called Visualizer. So if I hit Modify, I now have 3 tabs. And if I hit the tab key, I can go between them. So tab, main playback, tab, the visualizer. Okay, I'm going to close the browser so we get a bigger screen. So I hit browser and I hit browser again. And I can zoom this view if I just hold the format key and use the level wheel. So I can zoom. If I hold the down arrow, I can tilt it. And if I hold the side arrow and use the level wheel, I can pan it. I want to see this visualizer together with the live channel view. So I want to split the screen. So I hold the tab key and I press the down arrow. And now I've split my screen. If I go to the live tab by pressing the live key, I can zoom that view so I get a view of all the channels. There you go. And now I'm going to show you how to get lights on stage. You just enter the number of the channel, 1, and move the level wheel. There, I've lit channel 1. You can see in the rig where it's pointing, and you can tell it's a Parcan over here in the channel plot. There's some more help about channels. If I open the browser again, down in the info area, I can see this is a PAR 64 with an amber filter hanging in the truss, and I can see the output address. This information comes from something called the channel database, which is another cool way of organizing your rig. But I'm not going more into that. I'm closing the browser, and we're going to continue. I'm going to show you the channel check function to quickly step through a rig. Hold the clear key on the numerical keypad. Now don't let go of it, just keep holding it. And press the plus key right next to it. This is a channel check function. It's going to take the selected light at the selected level and just step through the rig using the plus or minus key. So these are my Parcans backlights. This is one channel with 2 ArifCAD ramps, 4 in each, backlights. And then I have some side lights and side lights from the other side. And I have 2 front lights for each musician. And I have my moving lights. So moving lights are 6 spotlights on the floor, very light spots, and 4 washes from above. And all these moving lights have color mixing just to make it really easy to use them. Okay, right now we're going to stop there and we're going to see what we can do. We're just going to bring up some lights and record them and play them back. I'm just going to select some lights and bring them up. So the default syntax for that would be 1 channel, 18 through. If I just hit the level key, I'll get 100% on stage. And now I can use the level wheel to adjust that level. If I'm happy with this, I can record it. I hit the record key. This opens a dialog where I can give a name. And then I hit record again to store it. So this is stored as preset 1. It was given the number 1 automatically. I could have defined a number. That's not so important. So I'm going to show you the go-to function. If I hit enter 0 and press go to, we're going to go to preset 0. If I enter 1 and press go to, we're going to go to preset 1. If I want to take out the channels and levels and the current selection on stage right now, I can hold the C key and press channel. That will deselect all channels and bring them to 0. There's no programmer, so I don't have to release them at any time. Just forget about releasing channels because that doesn't apply to Congo. Okay, let's have a quick look at the effects. In the effect dock, there are 4 types of effects: chase effect, content effect, dynamic effect, and image effect. And I'm not going to go into all of them. I just want to show you the principle for how they work. And I'll take the simplest one, the chase effect. So to select it, I enter the number 1 and I press the effect key. I can hit level again, just like I did with the channels. And now the effect is running. If I want to store this into the next preset, I just hit record. I can give it a name and hit record again. So 1, go to, 2, go to. Now, effects are just like moving lights in a way. They have a number, intensity, and control parameters. And to show you that, since I don't know if you have a console or if you're looking at an offline editor in a computer, I'll open the console Mimic in the lower dock area here. So to select the dock area, I hold browser and press the down arrow. Then I hold browser and keep pressing the format key until I get my console Mimic. There we go. I hold browser and use the level wheel to enlarge the area. And here I can see in the moving light control area the 2 controls that I have for this chase playback. The first one is the actual selected chase, and the second one is the speed. So if I change one of these parameters, for example, I'll tap this key with a different tempo, or I can use the rate wheel to set a different tempo. If I want to store this into a preset, well, all I have to do is hit record again. Record. Call it faster. And record. Okay, what about moving lights? How hard are they to control? Well, basically not so hard. I selected moving light just like any other channel, so 51 channel. Bring it up, hit level key. So that's a moving light. Or I can select a group of moving lights. We've prepared some groups here to make that easier. So instead of showing you how to record groups, I'll just select a group of lights. You hit the browser key, and we go to main show data. You have a list of all currently stored groups. So group 1 are all my spots, group 2 are all my wash lights, and group 3 are all my vary lights. So if I want to select something from this list, the fastest way is to enter the number of the group, which is 2, and press the group key. So that selects them. Then I can set a level, or I could select them from the list, but I'm not going to go into that. Once the moving lights are selected, all parameters are controlled with the parameter wheels, and the parameters are divided into 3 parameter groups. Focus parameters, pan tilt, and timing for that. So if I move a wheel now, the lights will reposition. Color parameters, cyan, magenta, yellow. The wheel key allows me to go from 0 to 100, or I can use the wheel to set a level. If there are more than 4 parameters in a parameter group, you can hit the same parameter key again and get the rest of the parameters. And this toggles around, so just keep hitting that key to get all parameters. Everything that isn't focus or color goes into beam. So for example, strobe or frost goes into beam. Well, if I want to store this look right now, all I have to do again is just basically press record. And I'll give it a name and I'll press record again. So basically, if I hit 1, go to, I'll go to 1, 2, go to, 3, go to, and 4, go to. Now, the reason all moving lights were stored in that preset was that the default settings are set to active, so any moving light with intensity over 0 is automatically stored with all parameters.